Well, welcome back to Bulls Gap, Tennessee. It's been a couple days since the last episode. Did some contracts. Got some new equipment. And for anyone who has been looking for it, this is the liquid fertilizer sell point. Right next to it, you can get the dry fertilizer. And over here, by the Meridian tanks, you can get seed. So as you can see here, I have a new sprayer, the Hardy Navigator, and I dressed it up in case colors. The reason I bought it is it was taking far too long to do these fertilizing contracts with the little dry fertilizer spreader that I had. So since the last episode, I actually paid off the $250,000 loan that you start with on New Farmer. I also sold the Optum tractor that I had. Bought this sprayer. I also bought something else I'll show you a little bit later. Getting ready for the summer grass work. Alright, this contract is done. Let's go ahead and get the payment. Past couple days, things have been slow around the farm. Still waiting on the ground temperature to warm up a little bit before I plant my last field. And still have not decided if I want to go the soybean route or if I want to plant corn. I'm kind of leaning towards the corn, and the reason would be so that I can get some silage for when the cows need TMR. I'd have that available. Down here, I'm going to go ahead and top off the sprayer before I head back down to the farm. Had a hard time finding this trigger. I figured it would be here, but it's not shown on the map. Looks like the dry fertilizer there and the seed one is here. So I just started driving around until I was able to get a trigger pop up, and finally found it. And also, reason I sold the Optum is it was kind of a mid-range tractor. I didn't have anything that really required that specific horsepower range, and I figured it was best to go ahead and sell it and pay off the loan, and then, you know, see what I need in the future. Oh, that's my road there. Wow, there's a bump. I still have the little Wilmar spreader. I'm going to keep it around for now in case I need to use it for line. Decided to go the liquid fertilizer route since my seeder has the liquid fertilizer tanks, so this will just simplify my resources. Got rid of all of the underbrush. Even have a mailbox. Driveway is starting to wear in from driving through here. Cleaned up around the house. Got the bushes out from the barn. All around the silos. Looks a lot better. Looks more like somebody lives here now. Still having a problem with rats in that house. I think it's because of being beside the silos. So that's not an ideal situation. But hopefully I can take care of that soon. As you can see, all the bushes have been taken out, most all of them. And also in this field over here, cleared it out. It looks much better. And I have not plowed those up. I'm just going to let the natural grass grow and use that for hay for this season. I figured it'd be too late to go ahead and plow it now. You can see where the bushes were, the grass was stunted a little bit underneath them, but it's coming along pretty good. Hopefully it'll fill out once everything's ready to mow. So this is my other purchase. It was in very bad shape. Got it cleaned up and repainted it. Still needs some work, but I think it's going to work good. And that should be good for the hay cutting this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully in a couple days I'll be ready to cut some hay. One thing I wanted to try while I was here, if you watched the previous episodes, I used the fertilization on the cedar for the fertilizing of the fields that I've already planted. And I believe it did a pretty good job, but there were a couple spots that showed that the fertilization was still too low, and I hope this does not damage my crop. Yeah, it's still young enough. So I'm just going to run over this real quick. Let me just make sure that it is automatic is on. And I just want to see if it will dispense any more. Okay, so it is on right now. And nothing is happening. So it appears that the field is fully fertilized. Oh, there's a spot there. And I do have it unlocked right now just to speed around this field. It looks like other than the one spot there along the far side, everything else is good. So that's a good thing to know, is that the seeders and planters with fertilization should actually do all of the fertilization during planting. And that is very cool. Let me just take a look at this field real quick. Very good. So my dilemma with the remaining field is that if I go with corn, that means I have to get a planter and a corn header or something to make the shaft. If I go with soybeans, I have the equipment to do it, and I could sell it and just buy silage or TMR with the earnings. So I'm not too sure yet. I still have to decide which way I want to go. Either way, both soybeans and corn, we're in the planting window, but the soil temperature still is just a little bit too cool for germination. Cows are doing good. They're making a ton of slurry. So I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to use that for some of the fertilizing. But I did want to point out that they are eating grass out of the pasture, which is good for this year because they're going through the hay pretty quick. And so if they get low on that and they have to bump it to the grass for a bit, that's no big deal. I need to clean up the overflow here, the spillage. This loader is just a little bit too big for this tractor because it will actually push the front end up. Yeah, they are slinging food all out away from the trough. Messy, messy cows. Speaking of cows, what do you call a cow with only 2 legs? Lean beef? Well, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef? Come on, guys. You know it's a little bit funny. Looks like I'm gonna have to go inside the pen and clean up inside the barn. Tractor barely fits through. And these cows are trained. They will not go out the gate. Nor do they feel pain when I run through them. I have fed them all of the hay that I bought. Had another 8 bales on the trailer over there, and that is all used up. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have to buy some more. I'm hoping to get some hay in the next maybe day or two. Not sure how fast the grass will end up growing. I could cut some now. Is this not 100% grown? So I may end up having to do that. Maybe a small little area. I'm not too sure. But we'll see. It's getting pretty late today. I'm gonna head back to the house and see what happens tomorrow. Well, good morning. We're now on day 6 of the spring, and it's a beautiful day. I believe I'll get some rain later today. I'm gonna run up here and check on the cows real quick, then check the soil temperatures and see what's going on. Look at the mess they have made again. Alright, so they're still pretty good on food. If they run out of the hay, Like I said, they'll have the grass last a little bit. Let's see, soil temperature still at 48. Still just a little bit too cold for the soybeans or corn. Let me see if there's any contracts to do. Maybe I'll knock out this fertilizing contract. This field right here next to my property is field 19. This one here and the fertilizing contracts on this field pay around 50 grand, which is really nice if you have the equipment to do it pretty quickly. It took forever with the little 12-meter spread on that Wilmar spreader. The money was good, but it took way too long. This is the other field I have left to plant. I was considering also selling the Magnum, and the reason is I was looking at getting some tanks that would attach to the tractor to help the liquid fertilization go further while I'm planting. But now that I have this fertilizer, I don't know. I don't know if I want to pre-fertilize and then just let the seeder pick up anything that needs a little extra, or how I'm going to do it. I may try that this next time to see how that goes, and then possibly change my setup for the next planting season next year. I could get a little small tank to put on the front of the current Magnum I have, but I was looking at the saddle tanks to give me more capacity. I'm going to go ahead and knock this contract out and see what else I can get into today. And I do appreciate you watching this episode. Have a great day.